A rain garden is a landscape feature that collects and absorbs stormwater runoff from your rooftop through your downspout, allowing that water to slowly infiltrate into the soil instead of running off of the property and into a storm drain. Beneath the landscaped surface lies a 1 to 2 feet deep soil mixture with a high ratio of sand to increase water infiltration. On top of this sandy layer is a layer of mulch, which helps to trap moisture, prevent erosion, and deter weeds. Within the garden are several species of native plants that provide nectar for pollinators and habitat for wildlife. Flood-tolerant species are placed in the middle of the garden, while drought-tolerant species are located around the edge. The pipe carrying water from the downspout resurfaces within the garden and is surrounded by rocks to help reduce the force of the water and evenly distribute it throughout the rain garden.
The Department of Energy and Environment offers rain gardens to district residents through its River Smart Homes program and encourages homeowners who have already had these features installed to regularly maintain them so that they function properly and look beautiful. Removing weeds protects your rain garden plants and keeps your garden looking beautiful.
Weeding should be done weekly from April through November. Weeding in the early spring, when the soil is moist and the weeds are small, allows you to pull out weeds with less difficulty. For the remainder of the growing season, it's easiest to weed after a rain event or after watering your garden.
Small weeds can be removed by hand. Simply grip the base of the weed and pull it sharply out of the ground.
Once it is out, check to confirm that all roots were pulled out with it and remove any pieces left in the garden to make sure the weed will not grow back.
To remove larger weeds, you'll need a small shovel or trowel. Dig around the base of the weed, gradually loosening up the soil until you can access the taproot, or the largest part of the root. Use your shovel and hand to pull the weed out of the ground. Be sure to remove weeds both from within the garden and on the berm or the raised edge around the perimeter of the garden.
You can refer to the photo plant list provided to you by your contractor to make sure you're not pulling out any of the rain garden plants. If you're not sure if something is a weed, please check out the maintenance resources on our website to find a list and photos of regional weeds. During the first 2 years of your rain garden's life, the plants are just getting established and will need to be watered during dry periods. You should give your plants a thorough soaking daily for the first 2 weeks, 2 to 3 times a week for the next 3 months, and once every week after that, primarily between March and November. Once the warm weather ends, watering is normally not necessary. There is no need to water right before or after a rain event. The best time to water is in the early morning to prepare it for the hot day to come.
Your rain garden needs to be watered if the soil is dry or if plant leaves are discolored. To assess soil moisture, stick your finger in about 1 or 2 inches and see if the soil is wet or dry. To water your rain garden, you can fill up a watering can or hook up a hose to your rain barrel. Water at the base of the plants where the roots are instead of all over the plant's leaves. Make sure to give your rain garden a thorough soaking without overwatering it.
Puddles that persist in the garden after you've finished watering and/or yellow leaves are frequently a sign that you've overwatered.
Mulching your rain garden can help to conserve water, protect your plant roots from temperature extremes, discourage the growth of weeds, and improve your soil health.
Only use shredded hardwood mulch in your rain garden to prevent it from washing away.
Apply mulch 2 to 3 inches deep throughout the rain garden. Avoid placing mulch too close to plant stems, leaving them room to breathe. Be sure to leave a depression in the middle of the rain garden to allow water to sit after a rain event. Don't fill in the garden completely with mulch.
Every 2 to 3 years, you should remove the existing mulch before adding the new layer to prevent excess buildup over time.
You'll also want to maintain the berm or raised edge around the perimeter of your garden, so feel free to apply an extra thick layer of mulch. If your berm washes away, rebuild it with compacted soil.
To rebuild the berm, trim the weeds and grass around the perimeter and pile soil about 6 inches or so above the land surrounding the rain garden, which should be a foot or more above the lowest point of the basin of the garden. Tamp the soil down with the back of a shovel or other hard piece of garden equipment and apply mulch.
Cleaning your downspout inlet is necessary to ensure that your rooftop runoff has a direct path into your rain garden for thorough infiltration into the ground.
Regularly check your rain garden for buildup of soil, gravel, leaves, trash, grass clippings, and other debris that may accumulate over time and block the inlet of your rain garden.
Remove sediment and debris with a small shovel or trowel. Remove any grass or vegetation that is growing over the inlet.
Make sure the rocks around the inlet are not missing. Strategically arrange them in a bowl shape to prevent clogging, properly disperse the water, and prevent the surface of the rain garden from being washed away. You also need to maintain your rain garden's ponding depth. If soil builds up, the depression in the middle of the rain garden may be lost, which may cause flooding. If this occurs, you'll need to re-excavate your rain garden or hire a contractor. First, remove all the plants from the garden, digging out their entire root systems, and set them aside. Next, dig out the excess sediment and mulch in the rain garden until it resembles its original bowl shape with at least 6 to 8 inches of ponding depth. Finally, replant the vegetation using your planting plan as a guide and apply mulch.
In the event that a plant dies, either due to poor maintenance or to natural conditions, you'll need to remove the dead plant and replace it with a new native plant.
The best time to replace them is in the early spring and/or in the late fall. Use the design and plant list from your contractor to replace dead plants with new plants of the same species in the same location. Generally, water-loving plants should go in the center, while drought-tolerant plants should be located around the edge. If a plant has died within 1 year of your rain garden installation, your 1-year warranty will cover a replacement of this plant by your contractor. If you're beyond this 1-year warranty, check out the maintenance resources on our website to find a list of nurseries near you. Please feel free to reach out to your contractor with any additional questions.